All right, y'all. We're back. We're Black and White Randomz podcast. I'm T, aka Sky. This is alrighty. So we back with another random podcast full of random topics. You know how this goes. Yeah, usually includes basically everything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, share,
Subscribe.
hit that notification bell for us. And yeah, follow depending on the platform. Yes, absolutely. Now you already know what time it is.
Yes.
We about to get this thing started.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if you heard of this one or seen it anywhere, but there was a viral video of a woman's husband who basically threw away all of the wife's Valentine's Day gifts she got from her boss.
What did we get, and why did we throw it?
From what I was tracking via the video, it was your normal Valentine's Day stuff like flowers, candy, maybe a bear or whatever. He threw everything out, all of it. And
the only person who got this, or was this like everybody got this?
My thing is, you wouldn't know because they was fussing and fighting the whole daggone video. All I know is the wife was she literally was kicking the husband out because of this, because he was irate. He was pissed off about it. She brought it home to his house. He threw it out. She felt as though he was in the wrong. He wouldn't calm down. She told him to get the hell out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still have questions though. I still have questions I want answered. Because how I feel depends on the answers to the questions. If she's not the only one who got that stuff, you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
His reaction was, I'm pretty sure most of the gifts were like very personalized type. These were very intentional.
Her favorite flowers that you didn't know, or you made it her boss did more than you did. Was it that kind of thing? Because that's trash.
Oh, he said he didn't get the wife anything, or he took everything back because the boss. Because technically speaking, I guess the gifts were given to her prior to Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day pretty much he's like, well, you ain't getting nothing from me. Like, why would you even bring it in my house?
That's sketchy. Without full background, it's a little bit.
No, but I also feel like as the wife, though, hear me out. As the wife, you not even just that. You have a responsibility to let your husband know certain things, like, hey, and I'm not saying like the boss made her feel uncomfortable or anything, but just a heads up, like, look, I don't know how I feel about this, but like, whatever. Because especially my thing is this: if you've been married for so long, you sort of kind of know along the lines of like where you can push your husband to. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, without a lot of background, it's hard to properly respond to that. But the reaction of throwing it all away, if there's no history of infidelity, is giving a little bit of an insecure vibe to me.
It kind of was, but also her kicking him out the house. I felt like the whole thing was just extreme. Like, first of all, when the video was being recorded, they already at the video I saw of it anyways, they were already at the highest level.
So much. There's so much unknown in that.
Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I'm still a tad bit sick, so I'm gonna be coughing here and there. I have not.
One of y'all need to we need a his and hers story time, so we can.
Oh yeah, from them. Yeah, absolutely.
We need story time. Someone give us some story time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. Might find it for the reaction channel at a point, because like the video. Because there has to be a longer video than the one that I saw somewhere.
For the channel, or sometimes I've said this before. What happens is she'll see something, and then like a week after we record this, it pops up on my feed. Oh, that's what she was talking about.
Yep,
it's happened a couple times,
multiple times. All right, here we go. Do you still think marriage is worth it in this current day and time?
If it's entered into the right way for the right reasons, yes. But a lot of people, no, it's not. A lot of people just are not doing it right. They're not doing it for the right reasons.
Well, I mean, if it's just because of the people and how they're reacting, which to be honest. How marriage is going now is very reactionary based on how society was already going. We have became so selfish. We're about I instead of about team. Um, and you got to remember now we live in a day and time where infidelity is almost praised. Like they are starting to get to the point where as though like that's okay, and it's really not. Um, and then the crazy part about it is a lot of these people that go out there and choose those types of lifestyles where they bounce around from person to person, they some of the most emptiest people on this planet.
No substance at all.
No. A lot of the most wealthiest guys, besides somebody like Elon Musk, because he got 50 million children, they all have like long-term partners. Even Jeff Bezos, when he divorced his wife, you see he's still in a relationship with you. Like he's a long-term dude. Those dudes' lives seem to be settled, mellowed out, like they had time to get other, things, tasks done they need to get done. They just have enough time in their day at that point. You get what I'm saying? Like we were put on this planet, we were meant to coexist with each other in that way. And you'll have certain people going, well, men aren't meant to be monogamous, which is the dumbest ish ever. And the reason why I say this is monogamy is a choice for both partners. It's not just on the man. Because if y'all knew half the stuff that went through women's minds on a daily basis, we just contain ourselves a lot better than y'all. Yes, you guys are a lot more visual, and usually when women are in their super like visually aesthetic phase or whatever, it's more of a masculine trait. My thing is we see attractive guys all the time.
Yeah, we know how to covertly check that situation out without you always finding out.
No, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of times when those attractive dudes, we already know what it's about. We're not trying to deal with all the other baggage that comes along with it. Y'all are more so in it for the thrill to get in and get out. And when you do that and you start attaching yourselves to multiple people, even though you claim that you're not, you really are. Once you sleep with that person, you're attached to them. So it is what it is. Y'all can feel how y'all feel about it.
And men need to learn the art of how to have a silent conversation. Because women, we can have a whole conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And y'all will never know, especially if you've known each other for a while.
It's just like, dog, like
it's just subtle.
True, but it's not all on the men to why marriages are ended up like that. There's some women out here that are striving to be side chicks for temporary glory. Like it's crazy.
That's sad as that statement is.
It is because, like, prime example, Jello Ball. If you know who Jello Ball is, he was in the G League at a point. I think he might have made it to the NBA, and then he was off the team. Like his 2 other brothers are like still in the NBA. They kind of really good. They're solid players. Him on the other hand, he was like the basketball player that kind of didn't make it in the family all the way. He was messing with the chick Nikki Baby or whatever. He didn't got 2 kids by her. One of them, the youngest one, is just 2 months old. He has a son that's a year old by her. And then he all of a sudden up and left her a couple of weeks ago. And she found out via text message that he was leaving his family to go be with her because now she's pregnant. So now you done created a broken home. Nor was you about trying to marry her, and you dead gonna show not trying. And I'm gonna tell you for real, the classy one right now, which is crazy I'm saying this, is Nikki Baby. Which, if y'all don't know who Nikki Baby is, she was on Love and Hip Hop, but her parents got bread. I think she owned like strip clubs and stuff or whatever. But like she was the breadwinner to me in that relationship. The only thing is like it was an age gap, kind of. Like she was older than him. I think he's like in his mid-20s. She might be in like her early 30s or something. I don't know. But it's just like, yo, you broke up with that chick through a text message, left your kids, haven't really seen your kids, not trying to contact your kids, but you claim you're a great father all online. Like you out here stunting for what purpose? Like it looks crazy. Like it's not even about you leaving the mother of your child. It's the way you did it. And now you got another, and then this is where I get on the female for being stupid. She literally went online talking all this ish about Nikki Baby, don't know her from a can of paint, but you pregnant by him, which means that your kid is now gonna be her kid's siblings. So at the end of the day, you have to learn how to coexist at a point if his other kids are gonna be around your kid. Because if it's me, my kid's not, nah, like I don't, no.
Yeah, my mother used to tell us you were grown when you met her, but she probably said this to you too at some point. The way you meet them is the way you're gonna lose them. If you meet them and you take them from someone's gonna take them from you. And
that's exactly what's gonna happen to her goofy butt.
Karma is the bitch, and she keeps score, and she never failed to be. She taught all of our friends that, all of our male friends and all the females, the way you win them is the way you're gonna lose them.
Yeah.
So you meet them and you decide you're going to take him from someone's going to take him from you.
My thing is, she's so far gone. She online like she won the prize. Bro, you didn't win no prize, miss. Like, you look crazy online, sitting up there trying to speak on something that you know nothing about. You don't even know Nikki Baby. She don't know you.
Someone who's going to dog out his long-term partner, whether they're married or not, and abandon his children, that's not a prize.
No, but my thing is, she's a side chick, and because he's somewhat out in the media like that, she is on his coattails now. Because the thing about Jello Ball, the Ball brothers' name, they have their own brand and stuff like that. Like, their father made sure like they was gonna be set up. The crazy part about it is, I really want to hear what his father gonna say about this now, because his father was like really all about Nikki Baby and the relationship and her being slightly older than him and helping him mature and all this other stuff. And then your son went up there and dogged out. And the crazy part is, it's like, you saw your parents, his parents, from what I can see from the outside, have a very successful marriage. Right. They still happily married, whatever. At the end of the day, like, you're going to hurt your kids in the long run. Yeah,
more than anything else, your children are going to reap the consequences of that.
Absolutely. But like I said before, glorifying being a side chick is wild. Yeah, like, you happy that you sat up there and was on the side for, because my thing is, how long was you on the side for? Now all of a sudden you got this new way about you because you in the limelight. Right. Like, you got famous for like sleeping with somebody else, man. Yeah. Like, nobody cares about you, sweetheart.
That's not fame, that's infamy, and they're two different things, and that infamy wears off.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're gonna reap what you sow. Karma is a bitch, and it does come back around.
Don't forget that. Y'all take that forward with you.
Have at it, Miss Lady. Anyway, moving along. This is a topic that's a little bit sensitive to us millennials and others. Let's put it that way. Yolanda Saldivar is supposedly getting paroled March 2025.
The day she killed her.
Which, hold up, because I ain't even finished the statement. So it's been rumored for years the cartels haven't hit out on her as soon as she stepped foot out of prison. Although, to me, the cartels can get it anyway. So if they could have done it. They could have. However, they don't necessarily not go through what they say they're gonna go through with. So, ma'am, it probably is best if you try to convince the judge for you to stay in there and serve the rest of your sentence.
I saw this video. There was this series of videos starting going around actually toward the end of last year, because one of our friends, he was and still is a huge Selena fan. So he stalks any news of any of this developing story. So as a result, like, he's always sending me videos. But basically, it was a video where it was this Hispanic woman, and she was like, me when they release Yolanda, and she's standing out there with a chancla, and she's outside the jail. She's like, come on. So then there's someone stitching. It was a black person, and he pulls up with a gun, and he's like, if you don't get her, I'm gonna get her. Then it was a white woman pulled up. She said, all right, so I feel like I can't partake in that part, but I'll bring the Gatorade, I'll bring the snacks, I'll bring the support items. It's a lot of people lined up.
Bruh. To millennials and Gen X and the culture. And I'm getting there. Yeah. And some of the baby boomers or whatever. Yeah. Gen Z, I don't know how much you guys, besides people that are obviously a part of that culture, know about Selena. Or if you had a millennial. But let me tell you, and we ain't talking Gomez. If y'all don't know about Selena, bro, like, let me tell you something. We love Selena. We'd do anything for Selenas. We would do anything for Selenas. I'm trying to tell you, ma'am, you better off staying your butt up in that prison. I don't even know how you made it this long. Because it's a bunch of people out there that want your head. Believe that. In fact, they probably put a bounty on that joint. That's how you gonna end up out of it.
Yeah, you might want to stay where you are.
Exactly. You stabbed that woman up for no reason. But
instead in the car, I didn't mean to do it. She was walking away from you, homegirl. She turned her back to walk away, and you shot her in the back. You absolutely meant to do that.
First of all, the crazy part is, has she shot her in the back now? Forget that life with parole. Ma'am, you'd have had about 3-4 life sentences, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Because in fact, if you don't remember, this is a little bit off topic, but it's still about like the execution style murders. You remember the Centoya Brown case?
Yeah.
You know why she got all that time, right? As a teenager. She was like 15 when they locked her up or something. She got all that time because supposedly, according to them, she shot him in the back while he was turned over in the bed. Meanwhile, he paid for an underage prostitute. So, I don't know. Anywho, she is out.
That was a little,
it was a whole thing.
Topic, but it did apply in the sense that the way that they.
Oh, she had some time. Them celebrities and everybody else fought for that girl to get out of prison because, like, she should have been out because not only was she a minor at the time, and a guy paid for her as a prostitute. Supposedly, he was reaching in the drawer for like she heard a gun rattling. That's why he got shot. However, they had passed a law in Tennessee, which is where she was arrested at, where the crime was committed. That kind of like counteracted what happened with that case. Yeah. Like, no minor in Tennessee, I think, could be charged past a point or whatever if it had something to do with prostitution because they were minors.
She was trafficked
for years. Exactly. She was. I watched that story. Y'all should go check that out. It's the Centoya Brown story, and I believe it's on YouTube. So go check it out.
Yeah.
Anywho,
stay where you are. Stay there.
Just stay there. It's beneficial for you.
Would advise you stay.
Yeah, because as soon as they find out that you out,
they're gonna be waiting outside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Next topic. A mom of 5 DoorDashed in every single state from Nevada to Florida to get away from her abusive husband.
Oh, Nevada to Florida?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. Absolutely. So you had yes.
If y'all
they needed food, she DoorDash for it. They needed gas.
Pull up a map of the US. Go pull up a map of the US real quick and like take a look at like.
If you're not from the US, that distance is not as short as you think it is in your brain.
No, that's weeks of driving. Weeks.
I don't know about weeks. It's probably about.
I mean, you gotta.
It's a couple days.
You gotta eat. You gotta sleep.
Yeah, it's probably about a 72 hour.
You know,
plus maybe slightly over 72 hours, maybe.
And then if you're stopping along the way, you're working along the way.
Well, yeah, she had to DoorDash and stuff like that, so it could have took her a week.
Yeah.
Or maybe weeks, depending on how slow because she got 5 kids. So like, yeah, she was DoorDash. I need to see what her DoorDash account look like. Cause what?
Keep saying if he wanted to, he would. That's a mom who said, "I'm going to." She said, "I'm going to."
Bro, she said, "Escape." Escape. She said, "Escape immediately." Got to get away from you.
Yeah, you know what, the mom.
I commend her, but I hope she.
And I hope she has everything she wants for the rest of her life.
That too. I hope her and all them kids get some type of therapy because they're gonna need it. But ma'am, I don't think that I would have went to Florida necessarily as the state that I wanted to reside. I know that's probably the furthest state away from him being in Nevada. Because she went to Miami. I don't know if that was where her support system was, but what I will say is I don't think that I would have went to Florida. Out of all of these here United States, That's the craziest state for you to be in.
Honestly, it's crazy to say this. You'd have been better to come to Baltimore and make friends with some of these people around here
than be in Florida.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is for you folks that don't know, just go Google the word Florida. Well, the phrase Florida man.
And then
The
day of your birthday.
The day of your birthday. It ain't even gotta be just any day of the year. It don't matter.
It's funny when it's your birthday because it's funny when it's your birthday. But
Yeah, if it's your, start with your birthday though first, because that's gonna crack you up. Because it's multiple, just
Florida man or Florida woman, whatever.
Yeah,
it's some crazy stuff.
Just they live on a whole different plane down in Florida. Like I'm trying to, they might as well be off the United States for real. How they live down there sometimes, bro. Like, nah, it's some wild stuff that happens down in Florida. Anyway, so here you go. Have you seen the story of the guy who was shot on the night of his homeboy's funeral story time yet?
No.
Hold up. It's not going viral for the reason you think that it is. So I'm gonna proceed to tell you the story.
I have a thought. I'm gonna listen.
I'm gonna proceed to tell you the story. So I'm gonna try to paraphrase as much as I can without like being 30 minutes long.
Right.
So you have homeboy that died, right? They went to his funeral. They get back home. It's him and it's his other homeboy or whatever.
Okay.
So the other thing is he didn't know his other homeboy died on the same night. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So him, his other homeboy, they sit on the couch. He gets a message from this girl that he kind of sort of been dealing with, kind of sort of not, like whatever. Like they on like, you know, we hook up sometime, they talking, whatever. And pretty much he already had like a weird inkling about this chick anyway. So she pulls up in his neighborhood or whatever. They was going, you know, go out and kick it or whatever. She was like, yeah, I'll come over, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to drive over there. And he was like, that's odd because like normally I guess he either go to her or whatever, whatnot. So apparently, or he would go get her. So this specific night, she drove to him. Right? Now, mind you, not odd considering he just buried this homeboy. You get what I'm saying? So not odd. But yet a little bit, because she's never like really came to him. So he like, all right, cool. She gonna meet me over here. So he was like, I wasn't feeling right about it. So they were supposed to leave his house. And then they were going to like, because she said she was hungry when she got there or whatever. So they went out to go grab something to eat real quick.
But the other living homeboy was still with him.
So yeah.
Okay.
So he stayed at the crib or whatever. Okay. So they was just gonna run out to pick up whatever food they got. Right. So he was like on my way to the car. He was like, "Oh, Snipe, like what did you drive over here?" She pointed at some car, and he was like, "Kind of think I seen that car before, but like he like I really don't be home like that, so like I don't really know." So they get in the car or whatever. They go pick up the food, whatnot. They coming back to the house. Or whatever. Well, technically he lived in an apartment. So they're coming back to the apartment. Right. They get out the car. They walking up. Now, mind you, he said he was feeling weird. So what he did was he had like a Glock on him at first. Okay. Or whatever. Right. He switched the Glock out for like a Draco. You know what the Draco is? A big ass gun. So he switched it out for the Draco. So when they get up, I guess they walking up to the apartment or whatever. And once they get there, it's two guys that like stop them in the hall, whatever. And this is a setup, obviously. So she throws her hands up, starts screaming, whatever. She run off. She's gone, right? Keep that in mind. So they pretty much know that this dude getting money, like he getting bread. And the reason that's crazy is she know he get bread like that. And he was like, the odd part about it is the week prior, his grandmother was over there like cleaning up. He was like, you know how old people be, they just be cleaning for no reason. And she found all this cash or whatever. She was like, you need to go get you a safe. So he went actually got him a safe. He put it at his best friend house, which is a female. So he put all his cash in the safe. So he actually really didn't have the money on him. They was trying to rob him. So he like, bro, I ain't got it. So in his mind, actually it was three of them. My bad, it was three. because he was like, he was thinking about shooting. He might have got to shoot 2 of them. He was like, but he know the third one was gonna shoot him.
Right.
So what ended up happening, what you find out later, is they pretty much take his gun off him. And then they take his cell phone. Because a lot of people's like, yeah, why you ain't call the police? Da 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 da. And you're gonna find out why in a second. Hold up, not at that point in time.
I'm just saying, think he wasn't smart.
So he keep telling me he ain't got it, or whatever. So he was like, he heard one of the dudes go over and try like break an apartment door or whatever. Right. At this point in time, they start lighting his ass up. Bow, bow, bow. And he was like, yo, I felt the bullets, but I ain't really feel them because my adrenaline kicking.
Yeah.
So he kind of like, I guess he kind of dropped or whatever, but he wasn't out. But he was like, I can't feel my body. Like, can't feel my body. He's still alive. So they run up in his apartment. I guess at this point in time, he thought that he was like, damn, like I gotta save my homeboy or whatever. So I gotta kind of try to get myself up. So he get to the door or whatever. And what happens is, I guess they run there, they figure out there ain't shit in there. So they run back out. They don't know he in there in the dark on the couch sitting next to his homeboy. So he like, my homeboy got narcolepsy. So he was like, he didn't think, because before all this went down, before they ran up in there, he was kind of like trying to yell and stuff. So he thinking his homeboy gonna hear him and come out there and run up on him before he even got shot, though, by the way. Homeboy got narcolepsy. He on the couch. He like, man, I know these gunshots gonna wake you up or whatever. So he kind of like out of it, talking to him and stuff, whatever. So eventually he passes out or whatever, right?
Right.
But he like, yo, I hear this voice loud as I don't know what, like telling me to get up, get up. He like, yo, get up, get up, get up. And people like, you know, you got some people that's like, yo, that was your dead homeboy. How? Because his homeboy actually was on the couch dead next to him. He didn't even know it when he sat down on the couch. So he apparently, eventually the police get called or whatever. The ambulance get called. One of the neighbors here was going on, whatever they call it. Call the ambulance or whatever. So like he on the stretcher, like, man, you gotta get my homeboy out of there, whatever. He wakes up in the hospital, whatever, after they do whatever surgery they gonna do and stuff like that. And he keep asking for his homeboy, and they like, yeah, yo, like he in the hospital too, he downstairs. So
He downstairs.
Mind you, a couple days go by, whatever. He ends up calling somebody, one of the other dudes, you know, that he know or whatever. And he like, they on FaceTime. He like, yo, when you start going to church? He was like, yeah, on a suit. And he was like, what you tell me? What you mean? And he, after talking to him, he realized nobody told him that his homeboy had died. He like, yo, I'm at such and such funeral. He's like, no, you not. He was like, yes, I am. And on FaceTime, he turned the camera around. He saw his homeboy in the casket. He didn't even know. But the reason why the story is going viral on top, because first of all, the story already crazy, because homeboy survived. And in the video, he like sitting with his shirt off, whatever. But you could tell where they sewed his stomach up, or whatever, because he got shot in his stomach. But it was crazy because he going viral because he attractive. Like the women is like, he really needs somebody to help him up. Ma'am, stop.
Women. Come on now.
Because like, you know, he looked like he had the point where he probably get ready, you know, turn over a leaf in his life, but like,
okay. Can we wait until he does that? Can he complete the process first? Don't be thirsty. Come on now. That is, I was not expecting that. So did they? So the one that was in the house, was it? Did he get caught in crossfire, or did they shoot him when they went in the house?
They shot him when they went in the house.
When they went in,
they shot him when they broke the door down. They put 4 holes in his chest. He died immediately.
That's great. And then where is she?
Oh, at that point in time, I'm imagining her as is locked up and had something to do with the case, because I'm pretty sure he said he identified a couple of them because they ain't had no mask on. So
they were not planning on you living.
They planned on killing you for real off the rip. They don't sound like shotters out here. Shotters. Anyway, you ain't seen that movie? Go watch it. It's a classic. Anywho, moving along. The NFL says Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback of the 2024 season, But the votes didn't show it when it came down to MVP. Which the MVP committee is completely different from the all of the representatives for like the NFL, like as an organization.
They don't vote on the stats.
No, it's not even that, bro. We knew Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback based on stats. He done broke hella records.
But I also knew he wasn't going to win it the third time. Like in my heart, I knew.
I believe he's going to win it a third time. It just wasn't going to be this time.
Because they had to give what's his name a consolation.
Yeah, they pretty much gave him because you gonna have his fans going, well, or you gonna have some people in general going, well, you know, he had good stats, so like it's a win-win no matter who won.
It's not. It's so much deeper.
It's not.
Like y'all see that for surface level, and on a surface level, that's whatever. But it's so
no, because honestly, to me, looking at even going back to watch that playoff game, Josh Allen really didn't do anything fucking spectacular. Like he pretty much did nothing quarterbacky. Like they like to say Lamar Jackson is not quarterbacky because he was a running quarterback. Lamar Jackson had 900 rushing yards, 900 plus rushing yards this past season. And what, 4,000 like passing yards or something crazy? Like he broke records.
Everybody, there were some, like we said,
he has like the 4th or 5th best quarterback rating of all time.
Ever.
Josh Allen ain't even cracked the damn.
If you've watched us before when we talk about the Ravens, we as Ravens fans are the first ones to say our boys didn't show up today. That being said, Lamar showed up at that last game. He showed up. He did exactly what he had to do in the best possible way he could do it. That
to recover that, yeah.
On him. That loss is not on him. Some of our losses, all right, cool. Maybe he didn't perform his best. That game, though, he was in tip-top shape.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he was in, not that first half of the game. He wasn't in no tip-top shape. He has the makings of a champion, though, because he did recover well. I don't think the team had a plan to recover well with him, is the problem.
And the problem is everything always gets blamed, especially on our quarterback. Every game, every loss is always attributed to him. And that's something I've always heard about football. The quarterback is going to catch the flag. But he catches the most fucking flag. I haven't heard.
He does, but it goes back to him also not being marketable. Like, it's the same conversation that we had, like, about Jalen Hurts. Exactly. There's a market for him. Oh, yeah. Jalen Hurts, they're going to claim he's more marketable. They're going to claim Mahomes is more marketable. Reason being, Jalen Hurts can articulate himself in a way to whereas the audience, as we'll call them, can understand what's going on. Lamar Jackson is for the culture. So if you're not about the culture or understand things of the culture, he's not the quarterback, the All-American quarterback. Mahomes is white adjacent, so that's a whole nother like dynamic right there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Anywho,
he should have. I knew he wasn't going to, but he should have.
He should have, but he got plenty of more time in his career to get it again.
In the future, but this particular season, I just knew they weren't. I knew they weren't going to let that happen.
Not that, never that.
Yeah.
So after heartbreak, the trauma that comes with it, do you have the gut to try it again?
Are we asking you generally? Or
I feel like that's in general, like for most people that go through traumatic breakups. Yeah. Like I feel like the recovery period is always like extensive, especially when it comes to men. Not necessarily women, because women can bounce back whenever we feel like it. It's a choice. But for men, it's also a choice. But I feel like once they get hurt, it's like, no, I don't ever want to be hurt like that again. Bro, it'd be 8 years, 9, 10, 12 years later.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that women, before we end that relationship, we disconnect first. So by the time we actually end it, we've already been disconnected. We went through we do the I gotta end it. Heartbreak and drama. We do it before.
Not the pre.
Yeah, it's like we get ourselves ready for it, and then when it happens, we've already gone through the emotion of it. We've gone through we got the plan in place for how we're gonna get our stuff, what are we gonna do. Most of the time, unless it's like you're saying super, super traumatic or very surprising, most of the time women are already prepared to end it. But it is hard when the relationship ends if it's been a long one, if it's one you share children with, or if you're married. It's hard to pick that back up. But you shouldn't have to feel like you need to right away. Take your time.
Bruh, it's
no one can pressure you to pick back up and get back into the dating world or whatever you
I
want
feel
to do.
like it's scenario based too, because like it's weird stuff going on. If I could like think about like recent breakups for whatever reason, the Bryn Nicole and Jared breakup. If you don't know who Bryn Nicole is, she's a famous choreographer in the United States. She's been on tour with everybody, whatever. And then her ex now was like some type of musician or whatever. They met online, whatever. She just had twins like 4 or 5 months ago, right? They split. I knew they split, but based on how she was posting, because like every now and then, like he would pop in the post or whatever, where they had just moved in the house, and then she started like slowing down on how much content.
But that's another thing too. I was saying about the subtleties of women when we were talking at 1st. That's the subtle change that most people would not pick up. Another woman is going to notice that and go, "Wait a minute."
And they broke up like the day or two before her birthday, which was also odd. But the reason why I brought it up is because I feel like their breakup is also unnecessary, and they're gonna realize that shit either in a couple of months or I give it about a year and some change in, and one of them is gonna have an epiphany about how it ended. Because my thing is this: you can fuss, fight, argue all you want to. If you two think that there was a way to salvage that shit, you would have. And the reason why also I think that their relationship had friction, and men, hold up, because this is a whole nother thing, because I forgot about this. He kept saying even like the year and whatever, 2 years they were dating before she got pregnant or whatever, that he had already had her ring for a while. And he was like, yeah, I could propose to her from whenever and da 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 da. So I don't know if it was her stopping the proposal or him just being scared to propose to her, whatever it was. And he was like, I don't want to propose to her now because she's pregnant, just because she's pregnant at that point in time. So my thing is this: I felt like you had your reservations about why the hell would you have a ring but not propose? That already sounds goofy as shit.
That's burning a hole in their damn pocket.
Exactly. So it's like, why would you hold on to a ring for that amount of time? Then you got her pregnant. She had them 2 big head ass kids you got. Now they not. They cute. But anyway, she got them twin boys that
they're all big head ass kids when they coming out. I don't care how small a child is, a big head ass kid.
But my thing is this. She gave birth or whatever. Whether I think she had a C-section, whatever. I don't know. At the end of the day, what I think a lot of men, because a lot of times when relationships fail, is usually in them first couple of months after they had that baby. And it's because for the most part, men don't realize how many changes psychologically a woman is actually going through. And she's still postpartum. She's in her postpartum period. So y'all just ended a relationship while your woman was in her postpartum period. That shows more of who he is versus who she is. Because, and I'm not saying that she didn't say some things that was out of the way, because she probably did. They probably hurt each other in some type of way, because I guarantee you they did.
If she's the one who made the decision, it's still.
I think they mutually tried to make a decision because they had whatever friction going on.
We'll eventually be getting
but
to the top.
I also feel like a lot of couples break up in that period.
They do.
Because it's goofy. Men can't get it through their mind that your woman hormones is all over the place. Her hormones, she had a rush of hormones while she was pregnant. As soon as she had that baby, her hormones went down south. So now she's trying to recover herself, and it's going to take her a while to recover. And when I say a while, I mean a couple of months. But also, I think she got body dysmorphia right now, because she be saying like a lot of weird things about her body online, because she's still like she 4 months pregnant, even though she's trying to enjoy the process of getting herself back.
Like you're pregnant for a while after you have a child, especially if before you got pregnant you were slim, or even
yeah. But I think Hollywood gave people an unrealistic standard of what that looks like.
It is. Most marriages do not survive their first year after parenthood. Most of them don't make it, and it's equally sometimes on a woman and a man, but a lot of the times it is. And postpartum depression and anxiety is still something that people are afraid to talk about. Eventually, we'll get to this topic because, Lord, we got a topic for this one. The story will come out eventually, but it's very hard to get back. And the thing is, like, they keep, like we've said before, I forgot what episode we were talking about, like death and grieving. You have to grieve the person you were before the loss. You have to grieve who you were before the parenthood, because you are not the same person when you become a mother. The minute you find out you're pregnant, you're not the same person. But nothing about your day-to-day life changes in the respect of you still can go to sleep when you want, you can still get up when you want, you can still, go out on a date or whatever. When you become a parent, though, you're locked for a while. You're locked. And it feels suffocating. But the problem is, on top of that normal parent feeling, which most parents can feel that, the postpartum anxiety and the postpartum depression that come along with that, for some women, they don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how to ask for help, and men don't know how to support them. We need like more education, like overall for that, like in the United States as a whole. But
yeah, because I feel like if that specific couple, if that man looked at that situation like, wait, what the heck are we even like doing this about? Okay, and really looked at the root cause and the root issue of a lot of things and stop being reactionary. Even though I'm not gonna say he was super reactionary to everything that she had to say, but sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, this is the mother of my children. Like, it gotta, and we were together. But my thing is this: we were together before X, Y, and Z for X amount of time, and look, she's already gonna be different because she was already a mom. She had a daughter, but now she has infants all over again, and then 2 of them on top of that. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like they gonna realize they made a mistake at a point on both ends. Like, it's gonna come to it.
And have a happy life,
but hence, this is also why most marriages that last when they have kids are faith-based. You have to have some type of grounding, some type of like solidity within yourself to be able to be grounded. Like, a lot of men aren't as grounded as they think they are, and then when they had these kids, and then you got some men out here that get jealous of their damn kid because the wife, her attention is diverted now. Now, I'm not saying like she can't figure out how to carve time into her day to where it's going to, not even just a little while, if you find a way to take some of that stress off her plate.
And we've said that before, and I will die on this hill. She cannot make time for you until you give her time for herself. I'm going to die on that hill. She cannot make time for you until you give her time for herself. Not time to take a shower and go back to taking care of the kids. That's not time. That's basic human necessity. That's cleansing your body. That's not time. Give her the time to make time for you. And if y'all don't hear that, if you can't hear that and figure out what that means, I can't help you, because it would be super simple.
You're gonna have to figure something out, because
you don't babysit your own kids, man. You're not babysitting your children. You're being a father. Thank you. My PSA for that section for right now. You ain't babysitting your own kids.
I don't know. People weird. Anyway.
Right.
At the end of the day, y'all let us know in the comments below how you guys felt about this specific podcast. Anywho, the suggestion piece, y'all can put that in the comments on wherever. Yeah. Or send us an email if that's what you want to do. I don't know why you would do that. Or you can find us on Instagram under Black and White Reacts as well. Which is basically our YouTube and our Instagram and whatever else.
All platforms.
DM us or leave a comment under one of the shorts or whatever. Yeah. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Peace.